Bounds Live After Dark, #1 podcast in the 765.
So they say. A lot of people say it, though.
#1.
Well, she over there coughing. Sorry. I'm still sick, you know. She over there coughing. I'm like, is she okay? You gonna die over there?
Did you see me hanging off the chair? I almost didn't make it.
Yeah. Well, like a high as fuck over here.
Hey now. She's sick. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
She's hungry.
Yeah, hungry.
I'm in church over here.
Yeah. All right, welcome to Ed Bounds Live After Dark. I'm your host, Ed, along with Megan, Maisha, and Brooke. And, I still haven't got my voice back yet. But, we're almost there. Okay.
Stay off live.
Oh no, I can't.
Tell him.
No, I can't. I had to snap. I'm sorry. I had to snap, but I just can't. So, but I'm going to work on it this weekend. I'm going to put some honey down in there, and my brother, we're going to help get it right. And I'm going to have my voice.
Why does that sound?
Oh, I sound like what?
Nothing.
What she say? What the fuck you laughing for? What you pointing at her for?
Her face is mischievous.
Yeah, you a little bad motherfucker. I swear that's my child, man. That's a little bad motherfucker over there, boy. Just can't take her nowhere. Maisha, get over here and sit down. 2 seconds later, she over there looking at that boy like hot ass over here, little bad ass. I swear to God, I whip her every day. Yeah, but anyway, like I was saying, I'm gonna get my voice back this weekend. I'm gonna get it together. Yeah. It's been a long week, I'm getting some renovation done and everything, and all that. Man, let me tell you, man, Brooke, a motherfucker, man.
What I do now?
I'm gonna tell you what you did. Really? No good motherfucker, man. I swear you can't tell your friend shit. So, have you seen the bathroom?
Yes.
What you think?
I didn't see it today.
No,
oh, it's done. It's beautiful already.
Yeah, but they still got a little work to do, but it is done.
I walked straight up in here. So
Brooke went and looked at it. Dad was on the phone, and Brooke went, and she walks out with behind me, and she said, "Well, maybe you and your girl talking. I ain't gonna say the person's name." Yeah, and she said, maybe y'all can get y'all freak on in this.
I said, maybe you can go break that one in now.
Break that one in now. I turned around. What if some shit happened?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So some shit happened, right? And man,
after a podcast one day, he takes his co-host and goes into the bathroom while his daddy's sitting right there and goes in there and knocks her loose.
No, wait a minute.
That's exactly how it happened.
No, it's not.
It is. Yes,
I wasn't even there.
Now let me tell y'all what happened. We drank too much. It was 3 of us up here. One left, and then the other one was behind. So she went to the bathroom, right? And so I'm thinking, why is she in the bathroom? So she's drunk. No,
drinking.
Man, she was in that motherfucker like 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Probably longer. And I'm like, okay, let me check on her, make sure she's okay, right? And then to take it a step further, when I came downstairs and went in the kitchen, I'm playing it off, right? And I'm looking around the refrigerator, and Dad said, I think you might want to check on your friend in the bathroom. I said, okay. So I go knock at the door. I said, hey, you okay? And she said, yeah. And she opened the door, and she's like, come in here. And I said, well, I thought something happened.
Now, mind you, his bathroom is the size of a closet.
Yeah, I've been to the bathroom before renovation, so I know.
It's not the size of a closet.
No, it's not, but then it was.
So I walk in there, and she, listen, let me tell you something. When you kiss on me and you grab me, I don't give a fuck. We in the post closet, goddamn, it's going down, right? And I told her, I said, no.
10 feet away.
Now listen, I said, listen, I swear to God on my grandchild, I'm like, listen, stop. Let's get upstairs, because this is not what I'm going to do to you. It's not Gary B. And she would not stop. And man, when she turned around, Hey, Dad. Now you gonna find out you raised the boy, man.
Right.
You gonna
That was
find out.
definitely a walk of shame to walk out of that bathroom.
And that's exactly what I was thinking.
Hey,
Like,
I felt that big when I walked out, right? And then she saw my dad at Rulers, and she couldn't even look at him.
no.
And I said, "Well, you did it. I told you, nigga. You sitting up in here, you trying to, you know." But
Take
boy,
a drink on this one.
but let me tell you, I knocked her kidneys loose in that.
I've had to hear this story like 5 times.
Yeah, she has.
Did she have a wagon?
Yeah, she gone. yeah.
It's a wagon.
It's a wagon.
What's
and-
the wagon?
Yeah.
A big old booty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I boy, you know, you
And a
just
big old nose.
and you just don't bend over in front of no man with no drawers on or nothing. You know, I mean, now let's be realistic. How many men that you know gonna walk away from that situation? Beg,
Yeah, no, you're right.
Thank you.
You're right.
I know most women would and be like, let's go upstairs and make sure that it happened, that we went
I
upstairs.
begged her. I begged
I
her.
would have never.
I begged her. I
Did
begged
she
her.
not know your dad was there?
She
Yes,
walked right
Didn't
by.
care.
And her dad and my dad worked together in their rooms. So can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine our dad's talking, playing cards,
Oh, my God.
and my dad, hey, my son knocked your daughter off in my bathroom.
In my-
I heard her clawing. I heard her clawing in the bathroom. That cat went.
Whoa.
Good thing Ed only lasts 3 minutes.
The mic's off for the rest of the night. Fuck you. You always lying on me. I swear I can't stand you, man. I swear. Hey, you know, so speaking, this person thinks that you should have been fired that we're going to talk about. And I think she might be on to something, okay?
Fire me, boo.
You know.
Fire me.
Anyway. No, that motherfucker.
I
is
know.
The
I
trouble
know.
of the bunch.
No.
The mischievous
quit.
one and the troublemaker.
I'm the soft one.
Yeah, she is the innocent. She just go along with the rest of you bad kids.
The soft one.
You two kids are bad influence on that one.
My grandma told me that the other day.
Yeah. Your grandma told me you was her favorite grandchild.
Oh.
Yeah, she did. She says, "Don't you tell nobody, but Meg's
You
my
just
favorite."
told the whole world.
She probably tells that to all. I tell all my kids that they're my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was with me. I'm sure if you was with my sister, it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
That's how moms do it. You'd be like, you know, you're my favorite. And then later you see the other one and be like, you know, you're my favorite.
So let's dig off into what we got going on. So we were supposed to do this and have this released already, but somebody stuck their foot in their mouth, but we're going to leave that alone. That's neither here nor there.
Who stuck there? Who, where, and when?
We'll talk about it after the podcast. Thank you
I
very much.
know you are not putting the blame on other people when you are at home.
Thank you very much. We will talk about it.
It was Ed's fault.
No, it was not my fault. So
Technology.
yes, whatever. But yes, okay. In the beginning, yes, it was my fault.
No, technology's fault.
So
User error.
we had an issue, right? And our issue, not an issue, but on the different podcasts on Brooks T, Brooke had received some outside resource information regarding former Chief of Staff Robin Fouce, and we all got some tea, and because somebody really, really wanted to get her put out there, right? And so, you know, we made a decision because if that had been somebody white or whatever, then the Pickle Booty News would have ran that story. You see what I'm saying? But
He didn't. I said, no, he didn't.
yeah, I did. Yeah,
I don't expect nothing less.
yeah. Nonetheless, thank you,
At
thank
least
you,
3
Megan.
shots fired every
Every podcast. So we knew he wasn't gonna run it because, you know, she has, you know, he's goes places whining how broke and how he doesn't have any money. She feels sorry for him and got him connected with some contracts and stuff like that. So we knew that he wasn't going to say nothing, right? And the Chronicle Tribune, they suck so bad that they don't even hear the thunder fart. You know what I'm saying? They don't hear nothing, right? And so people come to us because, you know, the one thing I want to say to people before we get off in this, and this crew right here, I am so pleased with the 3 people that I have sitting in here. You guys make me feel good that I am a part of this team. Now, you know, because I have worked with a lot of different people in podcasting. And a lot of people, well, maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I should refrain from saying that. And I'm like, listen, if you're going to be on this podcast with Eddie, don't be scared of shit.
Yeah.
Now, if it's blatant, flat out wrong, Brooke will be like, no, Ed, that's wrong.
Right.
I don't agree with that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, that's one story. You know what I'm saying? And I've never put you guys in that position. Mm-hmm. But, you know, if it's something that I'm done got really upset and I'm really going to really lash out on some shit, and Brooke be like, wait a minute, hold on. Pump the brakes. No, we're not doing that. And she mean it. We're not doing it. Right. And so then she'll talk me off the cliff, and then I'll leave it alone. Now, but with that being said, this is the best crew I have ever worked with. And I am so thankful to have you guys, because I've had previous people, like I said, they was worried about what somebody else said to them or who was going to call them. Because we had one before, and I'm not going to go into that, but, you know, she was so fucking two-faced and then never would have me and Brooke's back. But one thing I will say, Brooke will have my back. You be having my back, and Maisha, I done heard Maisha have my back. And y'all know I got y'all back.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I like about this crew. And I'm so glad things went the way they did. I told my brother today, you know, I told you who we was talking about. And I said, Robbie, that was God saying, okay, Ed, go. I'm going to do something because this needs to be done. And, you know, because, you know, I'm like, God, why did you let that happen? I could have, but no, God said, no, I'm going to show you a different way.
Yes.
And so God did what he did, and he was letting me know, because I was going to make a big mistake. And you know what I'm talking about. That could have really, really, really costed me. And I was struggling with it. And she'll tell you, I was really struggling with it. And I went to her house, and I'm like, this is between me and you, sweetheart. But I'm really struggling with this because I know how this individual is. And you know, what do you think? And she said, you know, let's go to my bed, you know. And so, you know, we had a long talk. God said, okay, don't worry. You ain't got to struggle with it. And then things happen the way they happen. And now look.
I'll say that I have a lot of fun on the podcast, and I'll say, like, recently, every time we finish, I'm like, that was a good podcast. Like, our vibe.
Yes.
Our vibe.
Yes.
Is awesome.
Yeah. It is, and I feel good after each and every podcast. And then people out there said, man, all the people you got on your crew ain't no punks. So now you know what they told me? That there ain't no hole in this group. There is no way to infiltrate the circle.
Nope.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So they see that you can't get through the firewall. And when people say, well, yeah, they're a little solid, that let me know I got a good crew. And so I'm glad things worked out the way they did. And because, you know, y'all, you know, we don't hold back on nothing. So when this thing with Robin Fouce came up, you know, I'm like, well, and then Brooke was like, no, you're not getting ready to try to let her off the hook. You go after everybody else. We're gonna go after everybody. Yep. And I said, okay, run it. And Brooke did the thing.
Right and wrong is wrong.
Yeah, and she's right. And so now tonight, the truth gotta be told.
And you can make your decision. Like, you know, we give you all the facts. And at the end of the day, it's up to y'all to listen and, you know, make your own decision on it.
Yeah.
And that's what.
And that's what we're here. And so tonight, this ain't just about tea. This is strictly about what happened with the chief of staff, former chief of staff, Robin Fouce. And a lot of people's been hitting us up. So here we are. And so Brooke Meg filed a records request regarding a city credit card that Robin Fouce was using with her time at the chief of staff, and we was waiting on records. I think we was kind of getting the runaround a little bit, but hey, you know, I didn't expect any. You know, I know how the game played, but it is what it is. We finally got them.
Well, we got them.
Yep, we got them. So to let everybody know that Robin Fouce no longer works for the city of Marion, and Brooke is going to tell you why.
That's right.
Well,
if you want to fix that, do you not have enough?
No, it's good. I'm fine.
Your yellow cable.
Oh no,
we'll fix that later.
Okay. You good?
No,
though, right?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So, what they did was they gave us every month statement since they became in office last January. If we do not have that month, that means she didn't charge on the statement. She didn't charge that month. So we're just going to go over every month and kind of give a rundown so you guys can see like what she purchased and how you feel about it. But we're going to start with January of 2024, her first month in office. January 22nd, she went to TJ Maxx and charged $178.63 right away to TJ Maxx. I'm assuming this is an assumption because she paid it back in February. February 7th, she paid the city of Marion. She wrote a MoneyGram, the $178.63 back.
All right.
And it's her first thing in office, so it's not like she like mistaked that for one of her cards or whatever. She purposely used the city's credit card.
Yeah.
And I think that somebody must have caught that and been like, "Oh no, you can't do that," and shut that shit down.
And I wonder, do you want to take a guess who that probably was?
I don't know if it was her best friend or if it was Linda.
No, I think it was Linda, because Linda Fall she's the real city controller, okay?
Auditor.
So she runs that office backwards, forward, sideways, upside down. And she caught that shit. And I guarantee she said something to her son, because she don't want her son to be in no mess. What mother would, right?
Right.
And so naturally, you know, she would go to her son and say, "Let me tell you about the chief of staff." So I can see that happening.
Right. So we're into March of 2024. She went to Hobby Lobby and bought a picture frame. The picture frame was for a plate proclamation. So I'm not sure. I'm assuming that it's going to be something that goes into her office.
Okay.
But here's the thing. You know how much she paid for that one frame that goes in her office?
How much?
She paid $196.52.
That is ridiculous. That is. That's just ridiculous. You could have went to Walmart. You could have went to Walmart and got that bitch for $18 on clearance.
It was a 16 by 22.
You could have went and got that at Walmart on clearance.
You could have went to Dollar Tree and got it for $1.25. We're gonna remember that because we're gonna come. This is gonna be this one picture frame. We're gonna come back to it because this is brought up later.
Okay.
So just remember $196 for that.
$196. Remember, Mike.
She also went to out to eat. There's not a reason on here. Every receipt that she goes out to eat, there's a reason. But this month, there's not a reason. She just went and got one fried chicken leg, one fried chicken wing, green beans, 2 soft drinks, 1 stuffed chicken breast, and 1 mashed potatoes.
2 soft drinks.
So that means that probably somebody else was there. She spent $27.55 on the company card in Muncie.
So we're at in Muncie.
But we, like I said, we don't know who was involved with that. On to April April of 2024, she had 3 charges. She went out to eat 3 different times at Jay's Thai restaurant, Los Amores, and Obie's Barbecue. At Los Amores, it was a Coke, 2 veggie tacos, refried beans, 2 other tacos, add sour cream, lettuce, and tomato. She spent $24.67, and she went out to eat that day with Jeff Edwards. She went to Jay's Thai restaurant. She met up with Michael Holtz, and he's a lawyer here in Grant County. And there was 2 meals purchased, pad thai, one with chicken, one with shrimp, and they spent $39.60. And then the other one, they went to Obie's, and I'll tell you, she has a lot of Obie's receipts. And I can tell you what she orders because it's on every receipt.
Damn, the same shit.
Some meat candy pork belly burnt in. Okay, that's on every single receipt. She says it.
Yeah, it is the way she said. Yeah.
And this was with Randy. I don't know, Randy something.
Does it say on the front?
Yeah, Randy Hyatt.
Randy, I think he worked for the city. He's something, but.
So there was 2 drinks.
Code enforcement or something. We looked.
Yeah, he's with code enforcement. But why do they need the city credit card to pay for their lunch and shit?
Yeah, it came up to $46.43.
Yeah, that's I just don't agree with that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm with you. So, on to May of 2024. So there are 2 charges. Is the other one? It's the HH. Yeah. So all 3 are restaurants again in May. One is Applebee's, one is Obie's Barbecue, and another one is Don's Tap.
So she went to 3 different restaurants on that card in 1 month.
That last month was 3, and then this month was 3.
April it was 3, and this is May, correct?
So yeah, she went out to eat with Jerry Fortnite.
False night.
And they went to Applebee's.
And them 2 used to hate each other. When she was city council, he called her a bitch.
Oh,
and when she was city council, they hated each other.
That's a makeup.
And there's not even really what they ordered. They just spent $44. It doesn't have that itemized what they ordered. Obie's, yeah.
I wonder if he wanted some of that.
I don't know.
Everybody wants some
chocolate. Everybody loves some chocolate.
Everybody wants. Maisha, right? Everybody wants a little chocolate. She took the words right out of my mouth.
Now she went to Obie's again, and she went this time with Esther and Whitney. They both work in the same office as her. And of course, we know she ate some meat candy pork belly burnt ends. And then they got some Obie fries, 2 Obie stuffed potatoes, and smoked jumbo wings. So it came to $70 that these girls spent. Yeah, $70.01 on the company credit card. The other one, she went to Don's.
The city's credit card, the taxpayers.
Yeah, that we pay.
Yeah.
The other one was Don's Tap. She just got a lemonade and some chicken salad, and that came to $15.56. So 3 charges that month.
All right.
We are into July of 2024. The only charges from Pizza Hut. They said that it's a transportation audit, but it was a dine-in because they sat at a table. But there was a pizza, medium Mountain Dew, medium Pepsi, medium root beer, order breadsticks, and then another veggie lovers pizza and some more breadsticks.
Okay, maybe I can understand that one probably.
Yeah, $44.12. So that was the only one for that month. We are into August of 2024, and she did order some flowers from Kelly's florist, and it's for Dana Bereavement Flowers. And I will say that the gift card stated, "Our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. May you find comfort in this time."
Okay, I could maybe, yeah.
The flowers were $128.92, but like I said, that's from the whole crew.
Yeah,
that wasn't just from her. So
right.
I
can
like
see the mayor saying, "Hey,
order some flowers."
Yes, I can see that.
I agree with that too. And of course, then she goes back to Obie's.
Damn.
And this time
that motherfucker gonna turn into a barbecue rib.
And this time she went with, again, Esther, Whitney, and then maybe Ronnie, which is our mayor. But there was 2 Cokes ordered, a soup of the day, cornbread, mac and cheese bowl, some pork belly burnt ends, and Obi stuffed potato and a brisket. So, and that came to $61.89. So,
and that was the 2 women.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go to Obi's and try what that.
Man, they got me wanting to go to Obi's now.
See what it tastes like. Cause
Man.
she likes that.
Man.
For the month of September, all she charged was from USPS. She mailed out a package for $10.55, and I'm sure that that's probably legit. We don't know any information to who it went to, what it was, nothing like that. So now we're getting into September, and I think this is when she went to Fort Wayne to a conference. It was a AIM conference or AIM. I don't know if you know anything about the conference.
Yeah, I don't know much about that damn.
So to register for the thing, it was a $600 fee. Meg kind of knows a little bit about this. It's a 2024 NLC City Summit registration.
Yeah. It's like it's just like a summit for city officials and stuff like that to learn new ideas, like networking opportunities. And I'm guessing like they listen to each other and what's worked in their little city or whatever, and just try to get ideas to improve.
Man, look at y'all. Y'all got y'all little homework together.
Yeah.
Maisha, they making us look bad over here.
So while she was there in Fort Wayne, she did go to City Barbecue, because she loves her barbecue. She got a half slab
I
of
didn't know
ribs.
there was one in Fort Wayne, by the way.
Yeah, she got a half slab of ribs with a combo drink inside for $24.92, and then while she was there, she got a pizza, and she paid $24.33 for that. So those are kind of legit things. Now she did stay in a hotel in Fort Wayne for.
I didn't agree with that.
For 3 nights. Now, mind you, Fort Wayne's 45 minutes away.
No, it's 30 minutes away.
Well, I can get there in 45.
I can get there in 30. I can get there in 30.
So, yeah, she charged parking for 3 days, $15 a thing, and then her room was $159 plus tax and stuff. So it totaled $593.55, and I'm sure she got approved for that. So
I disagree that she could have drove back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she had bought a plane ticket, because we'll talk about when she goes to Tampa probably next month. Yeah, she bought a plane ticket off Southwest, $221.96, because she has a summit in Tampa that she's going to go to. Let's see what else we have here. That's the $600 charge. So I think that's it for October. Now November, she goes to Tampa, Florida. She is in Indianapolis Airport, and she charges $110, which is airport parking.
And I guarantee you that was what you call that, stagecoach parking or whatever you call that.
She's gone 3 or 4 days. You can go, when I go to the airport, I go park out in economy. It's $9 a day. You take your car out there, you hop on a shuttle, and they take you up to the front of the airport.
Yeah.
You do not have to be in the car garage and pay $30 a night.
I agree.
I think it's more than $30 a night.
I agree.
So anyway, she had that charge. She went to the Olive Garden and spent $26.64. She got a side, a shrimp Alfredo, and a to-go salad. Then she went, this is the one. She went to Harpoon Harry's down in Tampa. Do you know what she ate? She ate good. Okay.
Let's talk about it.
She, on City Card, she spent $17.68 on some crab cakes. She spent $21.84 on some roasted oysters. She spent $46.80 on a pound of snow crabs.
God damn.
She spent $10.40 on a half pound of peeled and eat shrimp, and then a Pepsi. So her total came to $108.45.
Damn, did Jerry Falls not get that motherfucker pregnant?
Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying.
Misuse of our tax dollar.
I agree.
That's ridiculous.
I'm being funny, but I agree.
Bougie.
That
a
is
lot of food for one person.
Now, I
That
understand
is.
if they agree that they're going to pay her meal,
Yeah.
then you order one meal, not all this extra bullshit that costs expensive.
Yeah, like you eating high
One meal,
on-
and then whatever else you order, that's fine to order it, but pay out of your own pocket.
I agree.
And I'm sure there's
I agree.
probably a sampler. Usually there's stuff like that. There's samplers of just like a little bit of all that she ordered.
I mean, honestly, this is how I eat when I go to Florida, but on my own
On
dime.
your
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Right.
You can eat $118.
Oh, I love me
yeah.
some oysters and some. I'm a seafood junkie, like seafood craze. I could live off seafood.
Man, that you will never. I will
I love
never.
my oysters.
Yeah, you will never be at the same table with me as a woman eating $118 worth of shit. Shit.
Cheap Ed, if that's what you meant, say that.
Nah, it ain't that cheap. Like you not going to embarrass me.
Remind me of
Well, you got 5 pounds of crab and 10 pounds of snow nuts or whatever the fuck.
No,
You know, go ahead. What was
Reminds me of white chicks. And for the lady, a salad.
right, a salad.
Hey, see what I'm saying? See, hey, we get 4 points for the black folks.
So we did a little bit of investigation on her when she was down in Tampa. She stayed in a hotel down there. It was $252 a night, and she stayed.
God, would she stay in the Post Mansion?
It was the Embassy Suites by Hilton.
Oh my
But
God!
Tampa is a little bit more higher dollar
yeah.
than Fort Wayne, so you know
It's
that's
tourism,
Yeah.
you know, and it is, but
yeah.
Man, you can get a cheaper room
Yeah,
than that.
absolutely could.
Yeah, she could have, but at the same time, they know that conference is probably in that same building, so they jack their prices up because they know people are going to pay.
Yeah, that
So-
would make sense. Okay.
So yeah, so I can see it being that $252 a night plus taxes and fees and stuff. But I noticed there's 3 different charges, 2 of them on one day and 1 of them the next day. She went to the gift shop. Now, you know, with hotels, they don't really have a gift shop. It's just right next to the check-in, check-out. They have a little thing where you can get toothbrushes, some chips, some drinks or something, you know,
Right.
some Advil or whatever you
whatever
need.
you
Yeah.
left,
yeah,
the
there you go.
necessities.
But why are you charging this to your room and onto the thing? But she went to the gift shop. At first, I thought when I saw it, oh, she's probably getting a gift. She's going to a summit. No, she's getting a drink or something. One charge was $5.38. Another charge was $11.02, and then the next day it was $4.57. So she, like, girl, why are you not just pulling out your thing? Like,
Yeah, that.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
be petty. I'm gonna bite my tongue on that comment.
right. Yeah, I don't blame you because. Yeah,
That doesn't make sense.
it doesn't make sense. If I'm getting something at the gift shop, I'm getting it off my card.
Right.
I'm not getting it on my employment.
Oh, just
Okay.
charge it to the room. They'll pay it. Tax
Yeah,
dollars don't care.
yeah.
Buy me a car.
Yeah.
Who cares?
For somebody to talk about representing the taxpayers.
Yeah. So now we're into December. She goes to Walmart. Now, do you guys remember what I said? How much that frame was?
That one.
160.
190.
$190. Yeah.
192. Okay. Or no, it was 196. I'm sorry. So she goes to Hobby Lobby to get 2 frames for someone else, and guess how much she spends each frame? $17.99. Because it's not for her. So she charged a total of $35.98 at Hobby Lobby on 2 frames. And they are frames for proclamations as well. And then the next one, she goes to Walmart, and this is legit. We went over it. She gets a bunch of like snacks and like chips and Cokes and waters and stuff. And it says that it is for refreshments for the meetings inside City Hall. So,
All right, that's legit.
yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
So we're into February of 2025. She goes to King Gyros and eats. And she eats with Esther and Whitney again.
Damn, boy, they some eating. They eating like a motherfucker, ain't they?
She must have got a senior discount because they got a 10% off.
Oh no. Probably. Hey, I could get if I could.
Hey, now see, if I'd have said some shit like that, she would have been like, nah, Ed, that now you say you wrong for that.
Now it's definitely fired.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they ordered a gyro sandwich, a gyro salad, shrimp stir fry, make
Damn.
combo, and 2 cakes. And so they ordered a total of $50 at King Gyro. Well, it's $49.05. at King Your Rose.
Damn.
Eating good.
And
They
then
is.
she got a membership. Meg, you have to look this up.
Oh,
She got for Society for Human Resource. She spent $299 on this membership in February. Now you're fired, so that was a waste of time.
Yeah, that was a waste. Yeah. I wonder if she's still a member. Now she fired. I mean, technically she paid the money, so she paid it for the year.
so basically, what it is something that helps pretty much the HR, the people that are running the things, stay up to date with the latest workplace news. It gives them access to a bunch of different tools or whatever, I guess, to make HRing easier, I guess. And
Well, if you were learning about HR, you would know that you can't charge personal stuff on so many credit cards.
legal compliance updates. It provides evidence-based insights, recommendations, and innovations on the most important issues impacting employers, employees, and work places. You can find resources, topics like an ask, and I guess it goes on with artificial intelligence in the workplace. So because that's taken over now, so I guess that is probably a good thing to kind of be up on.
AI is taking over.
Inclusion and diversity, mental health, talent, how to I guess hire and stuff like that. So I mean,
And how to fire me.
How to get rid of Brooks.
Well, she didn't learn very good because I'm still here.
Yeah.
just all, like I said, just all HR topics and stuff like that. So I guess that would be pretty helpful.
Yeah. We
If
are
you were
in-
still employed, no.
Y'all petty the motherfucker. Look how petty these
Maybe she
motherfuckers.
can take it to the next job.
Oh my God.
the last statement that we have is from March of this year, and she just has one charge: her and lunch with Dr. B.
Dr. B, where at?
They went to the hostess house.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now. That's that crook wannabe pimp daddy Reverend Bachelor. I'm willing to bet you.
He's everybody's sugar daddy.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's
yeah.
getting sugar right here.
He got old for him.
He got a day off. He got a day off.
I'm in the market, Dr. B.
You bet not. You bet not. You bet not. You bet not. They say that nigga 2 inches from being a girl.
Oh no.
That's what I heard about you.
Man, you all right. Shut up. I'm about to cut your mic off. How about that?
Anyway, they went to the hostess house and they spent $50.29. So that's
You know what? I'm gonna tell you. I can't say for sure that's him, but I'm willing to bet you that's who it is. Being there saying Dr. B. It's awful funny she didn't say Doctor Who. She put Dr. B because he goes by. He's got a fake doctorate's degree.
well, what if it's a doctor that has the foreign last name that you can't pronounce?
No,
Maybe she just put Dr.
man.
B.
Ain't nobody messing with her black ass.
Damn.
So, I'm just saying. Not everybody wants some sexual chocolate.
I will say this with these records and going through these records, there's really not a lot that I saw really alarming to lose your job over, though. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
I do see that she did the TJ Maxx. She knows she's wrong for that, but she did pay it back. So I think that was her first charge. There's a couple little, like I said, that one that she charged $108 for is ridiculous. And then her, Whitney, and Esther, I don't think that when they be going out to eat, I don't feel like
Okay,
it's a meeting. They have conferences down at the city.
Right.
So if you want to have a meeting, have it there for you guys to go out, and I'm paying for you guys' lunch just to go hang out. There was 4 or 5 of them that they went out, and I think it was more of just a fun group
Hang out.
and then us taxpayers paying
Now,
for it.
let me tell you the only reason why I disagree with that. The reason why I disagree with that, Brooks got a point. There's like 2 conference rooms in City Hall. Okay. And, if you guys need to have a meeting, you can just go right in there and have a meeting. There's one in the mayor's office. Okay. I don't know. He remodeled up there. I don't know if he took it out. I doubt it. But, to keep going out to eat, keep going out to eat, keep going out to eat. Now, Esther is the secretary, is Ronnie's secretary, I believe. Sweet lady. And then Whitney Gilbert, she works for the city attorney. Now,
Was she?
Go ahead.
When I went up there, her office. I'm assuming because I went to the mayor's office, and then
Yeah.
Esther was there.
Yeah.
Her office is back
In the-
there
in the
too.
back,
Yeah, so she's
So-
in the mayor's
So
office.
Robin taking them out to eat. If I'm Esther and Whitney, I ain't gonna say no.
Hell
Yeah,
no.
right.
They're not the one that's charging on that card. If you take me 50 goddamn times, I'm going. And when the mayor say, "Goddamn, who eating up some shit?" Well, I ate, but she used the card.
Played Dutch, and you don't know if those girls know that if she was paying out of pocket or out of the taxpayer.
They probably
they
didn't
might
know.
Not even
They
know
probably
that.
didn't know. They
Yeah.
probably didn't know. Because Robin was probably trying to stunt like it was coming out of her pocket.
Absolutely.
So they probably didn't know. Now, now we'll say this. I saw where that one that you said she went to lunch with Layla, and looked like Layla paid for her own meal, and Robin only paid for hers. So maybe Layla saw that card and was like, well, hold on, I got me. You know what I'm saying? Because she looked like she's a careful person, and so she might have saw it. She might have not. Maybe she don't like people buying her meal. Some people just don't like that. Some people like, I'm independent. I don't like nobody buying me. Like, you can be funny like that sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like if somebody buys mine, then I owe them.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like, Brooke don't like that. So maybe, Kayla, is it Layla or Kayla?
I don't know.
I think
Layla.
Layla.
Layla, yeah. So, maybe Layla was like, nah, I'm cool. I got my own, man. Don't, and she paid for her own meal. But, like I said, I can't blame Esther and them for not wanting to turn down a free meal at Obie's barbecue.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna eat, if you gonna pay, but shit, man, the person that's signing for that credit card, they the responsible. But this is a butt skin eating, what you call that shit? Pork belly, burnt ends eating motherfucker. Like, what
is
the
that?
Yeah, I don't even know.
But it's on every receipt, so I know that that's her meal that she eats.
Gotta be good.
Yes, I'm like her.
Yeah, it
and
is.
you live right around the corner
I
next
do.
door to her.
Yeah.
Underneath it.
So,
I'm gonna
I
definitely
just
try
like-
it.
Smell it. Did it
She
smell?
smell it.
Oh, I would say I would hate living there.
But this is unnecessary spending if you want to ask me. Because the responsible shit is, man, I'm not getting ready. I can spend my money how I want to. The motherfucker can't tell me nothing. But when you got somebody, like if Brooke give me her car and be like, hey, go get something to eat. I'm not going, if I tell Brooke, I'm going to go get some lunch. And Brooke hand me her bank card, I'm not going to run out down to Obie's barbecue. I'm going to go stop at Burger King or something and grab me a sandwich and fries and stuff. Man, when you do shit like that, that make me watch you. Because people have done that. You be like, well, you be trying to be nice and generous. And then you look up like, damn, what'd you go get to eat? And then they come back with shrimp and steak. And you be like, wait a minute, I don't even eat that at lunch. Yeah, that's taking advantage of shit. That's all that is. At the end of the day, that's taking full advantage and being fucking greedy and bougie, like you said. And I just don't think it's right. I don't. Now, let's talk about this car. Man, listen.
Now, if I went into a position and the person previous to me had a car, then I would expect a car. But if this is a position that has never had a car before,
No chief of
what
staff
makes
has
her
it
feel entitled? That's the biggest word. Entitled.
because she feels entitled.
Yes.
Entitled
She feels
elitist
entitled.
or wannabe elitist is
Yes.
what I heard
Yeah.
her described as.
Yeah, as described. Hey, man, listen. Hey, man. Do you know if you walk in City Hall, I was just there twice recently.
Yeah, I went.
Do you know what they're like? Oh my God.
What?
No, they're like relieved.
Yeah,
They are relieved that she's gone.
it was a
Oh,
it was a great environment.
Yes, they are like, Oh my God. I mean, from what I got earlier today, nobody's tensed up. Nobody's tense. And, she really wreaked hell. She really wreaked havoc on those people at City Hall. I didn't know it was that bad.
I've talked to a lot of people higher in the highs ups, and they just think that she's ridiculous and just feels entitled. And even she talked to some high people up, and they even made the same exact comments.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was like in City Hall pre Robin or whatever, but like I said, when I had went in and got these records, it was a very nice. Like it was nice. Like you walk in, they're friendly. The security guard was friendly. Walk up and
hey, that security guard, that little short Mexican dude.
No, it was a lady.
I like her a lot.
I know.
I like her so much. She's so sweet.
She is a sweetheart.
Wait a minute. A lady let you in?
A lady. Yeah.
You didn't see that little Mexican dude sitting there in that desk right there at the door?
Now, when I went up,
there's a lady that works there sometimes too. They rotate.
No, when I went up into the mayor's
I'm
office.
talking about in the mayor's office.
Well, I was standing there because you got to have a key or a card to get in.
Yes.
And even like a couple of the people that was walking past that were like they were employees of the City Hall was like, "Hey, do you need let in?" And one of the guys forgot his key, and the other one was like, "I'll find somebody with a key." Like it was really like nice. And then once I went in, it was, "Hey, Miss Horn."
Yeah.
And
so up there in the mayor's office, there's a little Mexican guy sitting right there. Carlos. Didn't you see him?
Yeah.
Carlos. Yeah.
Yes, I like Carlos.
I used to tie Carlos up and make him play. I'm just kidding.
No, I like Carlos.
I grew up with Carlos. He's a great man.
Definitely.
He's a great man. I love Carlos' death. He's a good dude.
They was all nice.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's really
They were
nice.
all very friendly. Just it was great. Like you said, relax.
Yes. Everybody just relax. And now what I was saying earlier, let's talk about this car. So like you were saying, no other chief of staff has ever drove a car that the city taxpayers paid for, right? Only the mayor gets a vehicle that the city pays for, and every city in America does it, right? So now so my sources tell me that she went to the mayor wanting a vehicle for a chief of staff for her. In her defense, she felt like, okay, I go right around, do my job, conducting city business. Why should I put the wear and tear on my car and this and this and that, right? So, she felt like I should have my own car. Now, what was you going to say?
I'm just saying I have managed so many places, kind of like chief of staff management, and I got paid like if I had to go bank run or mileage. Like,
right.
So now I know we should demand a car if we are managing something, so we don't put I know now. No. I was coming about this all wrong. Happy about the mileage.
Yeah, what about it wrong? So I'm sorry.
But they put sorry to cut you off, but mileage. So gas is $3.99 a gallon.
All right.
But what they do with mileage is they actually put it at like $10 or $15 because what it does is it's actually paying for that wear and tear on top of the gas that you're spending. So it's made up in that.
I believe it was 15 cents a mile.
Okay.
That you drove. Like this is for gas station management, but it was like 15. Like if we had to go like to a manager meeting and it was at this store, we would start our mileage and we got paid time, time travel there, as well. So, but 15 cents a mile still is, it adds up. It really, and even like bank runs, you do it every day when you did bank runs and you get like $60-$70 for bank runs and stuff. So that along with what you were saying, it adds up, and the wear and tear, like
it puts a little bit extra on there than gas.
It does. And if you don't drive it like you stole it.
I get it, but at the end of the day, no chief of staff for the city of Marion, Stacy Trieber, it was what was her name? That was for Wayne Sebo. She was married to Gary Henderson, Stacy Henderson. She didn't have one. You know what I'm saying? If she would have asked Wayne, Wayne would have told her no. You know, and so when they said that, my sources say when Robin went to the mayor, Ronnie said no. She takes upon herself, my sources say, that, and she went to Mike Anderson Dodge here in Marion, ordered a brand new 2025 Grand Jeep Cherokee or a Jeep.
A Jeep Cherokee.
No, let's
Cherokee.
back up. Can I back up a second? Ronnie didn't. I don't think Ronnie said no. To my understanding, he didn't say no.
I was told he didn't say no. I was told he did say no. I was told two different versions.
Yeah, I was told that he was more like didn't say yes, but didn't say no.
Okay. All right.
But go ahead.
All right. So you know what? I heard that too.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard that version as well. Now, so I heard she took him on herself. Maybe that makes sense because meaning he didn't say yes or no. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna help you make that decision. And she went and ordered it, brand new black rims. I mean, laid this motherfucker out. You hear me? And so when they called and said it was ready, she went to the controller's office. And you know, Dana ain't getting ready to step on a cricket's leg. So Dana's like, look, Robin, you go talk to Linda. And Linda's like, no, I'm not releasing no check because that kind of money, we need to do this by the book. We need to go to the city council. Robin's argument was the money was already appropriated, whatever, and there was no need to go back to the city council when it's already been approved to spend. But Linda's argument was, but it wasn't approved to spend for what you want to go spend it for. And so I heard that argument kind of almost got heated. And now I don't know if the not chief of staff, I don't know if Linda Fall got in trouble that day or she got into trouble the day she found out that Mayor Morrell released the vehicle. Okay? Because what had happened was when he found out, he didn't want no smoke with Dodge because he gets our police cars to them. So he's like, man, go ahead and release it. Yeah, go ahead. Robin went and got that demonstration. So some police officers, Marion police went and took that bitch. They went and repoed like, Marion like, no, run that. And so
Isn't it her little buddy that she went out to eat with is the one driving it right now?
no, he detective, that dude that took Stefanato's place.
He said he lives in Hartford City.
Hartford City, yeah, he from Hartford City. Oh, redhead dude. Damn, I can't think of his name. Josh Ziegler.
Oh, yeah.
Josh Ziegler, he the one got that vehicle right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, he got that vehicle now, and so they go get it, give it to Captain Ziegler, give it to him. And so, but when the vehicle got released, this is where it gets good. This is where the gospel get good. Linda Fall was on her day off on a Friday and heard about it at home, went to work, packed her shit and said, I quit, and they said she was loud and called her a bitch.
Ooh.
And so, do you know that mom got suspended? And I'm like, okay.
Whoa.
So we know Mayor Morrell ain't gonna get much on his plate this Thanksgiving.
He ain't getting his favorite dish.
Yeah. He gonna have to go to his dad people to get some good food on his plate. You know, he ain't gonna get much on Christmas either. You just suspended your mother. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, he probably didn't have a choice.
I know he probably didn't. I'm just being funny, but you know, Linda don't even cuss. You know, she don't even cuss, and so she was pretty pissed off and really upset. And so, you know, this man, City Hall, Man, so many people had so much to say.
They did.
And they was like, Ed, if he doesn't do nothing with her, we're walking out. And I mean, it was bad. It was really, really, really bad. And you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and be petty here. You know,
Not
because
you.
not me. I gotta be petty. You know, so why your chief, Dave Gilbert, wasn't man enough to say how he really feel. Like, we know you hate niggas. So why didn't you? No, listen. I'm telling you, no, babe. Listen, when I'm telling you before you was born, and he was him as a patrol officer, he was a motherfucking
Really?
niggers.
Ooh, with the hard R.
Yes. Yes. When I first encountered him in the 80s, I was like, I came home and told my mom what he said. And mom, I forget who the chief of police was then. And I would never use that word. I would never use, that's what I want to say Amos Randall was the chief back then. And he said that he never used that word. You got other black kids going back telling their families you calling them that. And then to take it a step further, why don't you ask when his donor brought them black babies home, when he found out what he told her and how she, they don't want to get me because I know the real story. Because right down the street right there, I lived right down the street there back in the day. I had, Meg, you gonna trip out on this. I had I think it was about 3 ounces of crack cocaine, and I had 2 pounds of marijuana in my house, and this was going against my rules. The reason why I had it in my house is because the police was behind me, and I got paranoid, and I took the alley to come home, and when I didn't see them no more, I went out to my car and got it out my car and brought it in the house because I ain't gonna let you in my house. And I put it on the back porch, and I'm like, okay, I'm paranoid, right?
Right.
So about 30 minutes later, my wife got my buddy. I had this dude named Nick. He was my buddy. And my ex-wife's like, hey, Nick's here. He want to talk to you. And I'm like, all right. I'm paranoid because I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this shit because I don't want to leave no more because they may be trying to stop me.
Right.
So I said, okay, let me smoke a cigarette. I smoked cigarettes back then. Let me smoke a cigarette and walk in the living room. And he had this pretty little girl with him, right? And I was like, oh, what's up, bro? You know, he says it's my baby mom and everything. Her dad just threw her out because I have black kids with her. And I'm like, oh, well, who are you? My dad said, well, what the fuck? I'm looking at that. Now I got a pool of sweat. This motherfucker, this is the chief of police's daughter up in my shit, and I'm sitting up in this bitch dirty as fuck. And
You talking about Whitney?
yeah, and that other girl definitely ain't got no black kids. So I'm sweating bullets, and my ex-wife looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I'm just like, okay, breathe. So then, she got to telling Don everything, what he said to her and all that stuff. And she was saying, oh, and my dad's cheating on my mom with this realtor and this and this and that. And I said, hey, Nick, let's step outside. I said, bro, you have got to get her the fuck out of here, bro. Like, for real. I feel bad. He said, man, she ain't got nowhere to go. I said, well, she ain't staying here. Yeah, she ain't staying here. Like, bro, you need to. No, bro, I'm dirty up in this bitch.
All right.
He said, man, I'm so sorry. And that was the last time I seen of her. And I felt bad. I really did. But man, my ex-wife heard those stories, everything that she said, and I was not surprised. I told my ex-wife, she said, how can a father, act like that with his kids? I said, nah, this man is hateful. He hates black people. And so you know, they left. And I was double paranoid because
Right.
now you thinking, did they plant this shit?
Is that yeah?
You know, the police was just following me. And I called I say, hey man, look, I'll give you $500 if you take something for me. He's like, I'm on my way. And I followed from a distance because I had to get that shit away from my house. Like,
absolutely.
you know, my kids there, you know what I'm saying? And so, man, when I got that shit, I came home shaking. And I'm like, and I saw him the next day. He come got some weed from. I said, man, you can't do that, man. Don't ever put me on the spot like that. And so now, then when Wayne Sebo, little 2-foot, little sawed off ass, hired him for the chief of police, I'm like, are you serious? I mean, he was already chief of police then, but I'm just saying when he hired him as chief of police, I was like pissed off. And so Don Batchelor was a city councilman back then. And I forgot to tell the reason why I didn't tell Don what transpired, because I didn't want to tell Don I had a whole bunch of dope in my house.
right.
So Don down there eating with him and Carol, and she told him the story. She didn't tell him about the dope, but she told what the girl told on the couch. So Don said, hey man, why you didn't tell me about Chief Gilbert's daughter was at your house? And I said, cuz I forgot all about that. And the reason why I forgot, because I didn't want that dope, you know. And so that's why I don't mess with. That's why I don't respect that man. And you know, I told our mayor, I told him, I said, Ronnie, I said, man, there's a lot you don't know about this man. And I know his stepdad played a role in him picking him. And, you know, I'm like, man, there's a lot you don't know about him. And, you know, when Robin they had a committee to pick the chief of police on who was more qualified. Well, all the people that applied, of course, Gilbert was the most qualified. He been there longer than anybody. So, of course, he going to be the most qualified. And so him and Reverend Batchelor, this is the same person where Gilbert he blew off Henry Smith, Don Batchelor, and Reverend Batchelor over racial discrimination cases in Marion. And then you turn around years later and y'all pick him as the one. I don't give a fuck if he's qualified to go to the moon. Motion denied. Get the fuck out of here. And they picked him. And then after they picked him and when everybody found out about it, and they threw all that stuff back in Robin's face, Robin called me and said, well, why didn't you tell me about Gilbert? I said, Robin, please, don't call here and try to act like you didn't know. I said, man, listen, don't play with me. You knew about Gilbert. You just wanting to get your little position in the city. I ain't stupid. But then, what did I say, Brooke? Maisha, I told Brooke and I told everybody else.
She ain't gonna last.
I said, she ain't gonna last. And I said, I'm gonna tell you who's gonna be the first person she gonna get into it with. Watch this, Maisha. Who was the first person I told you Robin was gonna get into it with? Do you remember? You don't remember?
Gilbert.
Yep. There it is.
I remember there was a big blow up when she first started.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was just with Gilbert.
But no, it was Gilbert because when she first started, she told Chief Gilbert, I want a police radio to take home.
Oh, yeah.
And Gilbert like, nah, I'm not giving you no police radio. You ain't the police, nigga. I'm not giving you no police radio to take home, which I understood his argument.
Right.
Like, bitch, who the fuck you think you is? You know what I'm saying? So, they got into it. And then, you know, he went to Ronnie, I can't do this, I can't do this. You know, and so Ronnie, you know, he separated them or whatever, you know, and them two started hating each other. You know what I'm saying? And then she wanted to run back to the black community. Y'all was right telling other pastors and stuff. Y'all was right about Gilbert. Duh. We already knew we was right about Gilbert. We already knew.
Didn't she get into it with somebody else that they end up quitting because of her?
Steve Klaus.
Yes, there you go.
He ran the street department.
Yes.
And he's a good man. Good man. He's retired deputy from the Grant County Sheriff's Department. And he worked with your dad. Okay? He was one of the people who trained your pops. Steve Klaus was a good man. I ain't been around him in years. I'd say he probably still is a good man. But Ronnie hired him to run the street department, and she was talking all sideways. Steve Klaus, man, fuck this shit.
She's very disrespectful.
Very disrespectful. Yes.
Yeah.
And so Steve
look
Klaus,
down on people,
Steve Klaus cut out, and people said, Ed, you about on point with this. I'm telling y'all, I knew what she was getting ready to do.
Well, when you ran for city council,
Yeah.
and I was your campaign manager,
Yeah.
and at that time she was the city council president, and so we used to go to city council meetings,
Yes.
and watch her in action and the disrespect that she would do to some people when they would come up there. Like, she just didn't care. But she would call you on the phone and things,
Yeah.
and tell you gossip, and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
campaign was going on, and I told you, I said, she's a snake.
You did. Yes,
She's
you
a
did.
snake.
She warned me. And I had somebody
I
tell
told you, I just don't trust her.
I can't reveal this source, but somebody said, when Brooke was running your campaign, this guy said to me the other day, when you guys won in the primary, it was her and others did participate in saying, we need to find somebody to run against Ed, because they didn't want somebody that overtalked them. And they were scared of you. They did not want that. And so, and I told him, I said, I already knew. I already knew. And the other people that think they're hiding behind that and think they got away with it, they're there come. They're there.
She would call to be your friend because she'd want to know information.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly.
How can you help me by
then
me
she
being
was-
nice?
Yes.
Yeah, and then she was a snake behind his back. I
Yeah,
saw her.
absolutely. Because people was coming back telling me stuff.
Yeah.
And so, but Carol Batchelor, may her soul rest in heaven, she told me, what are you doing? And I said, Carol, your husband got me in this shit. First of all, we'll start with Robin. I would have never fucked with Robin, didn't even know who she was until he made me sit down and have a meeting with her. And then after that, then he wanted me to run for city council. I didn't want to run for office, but I knew if I did, I would do it for the people.
God had you do it so you could meet me.
Yeah, see, ain't that for
Hey, speaking of, isn't that how we opened up this podcast, right?
No, he already had a podcast.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna say
yeah,
God works
yeah.
in
I came in
mysterious
later.
ways. No, I'm
Yeah,
saying
she
this
came in later on
today we
podcast,
opened up our podcast where God works. He made something happen.
He made something happen. I always say God put Brooke in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about Brooke, like I said, when I tell people that's my best friend, that's my best friend. Because you know what one of my niggas said the other night? He's like, damn, nigga, we've been through a lot. Because he was like, yeah, your girl, man, she don't wave at me, man. I'm gonna have to shoot. And I'm like, all right, now, don't shoot. He's like, damn, nigga, you gonna come at me? I said, yeah. He was like, damn, after all we've been through,
Yeah.
you shoot my nigga, bro. I'm gonna have to come for you, bro. I'm gonna have to, and because I trust her, and I have every reason to trust her because she has proven herself to have my back.
Loyalty.
Yes, and because she's a loyal motherfucker.
Absolutely.
And so, when I told you, I said, listen, when you get cool with Brooke, you got a friend.
Yes.
And I told you the same thing.
You did.
And so, so that's why I trust her. But back to what we were saying, I knew Brooke that she was a snake. I knew that, and I just went along whatever. What it's meant for, what God wanted me to be is what God wanted me to be, and so and that's the way I looked at it. But man, I think she took advantage of Ronnie. Ronnie is such a cool dude and so caring that people like her and Chief Gilbert, they took advantage that he's young. They took advantage that he's a Christian man. And they took very advantage, and they used it to advantage. Now God got Robin. He got it. And he gonna get watch and see. He going to get Gilbert too. You watch and see. Mark my words. Something is gonna happen. You can try to act like you're gonna walk a perfect life, because when you hide who you really is, because a zebra can't get rid of their stripes.
See, I don't know much about Gilbert. I've only met him once. He came to a call. And he was very nice. He was very respectful to me. And
yeah. But you're a white woman, so
I've never had any bad interactions with him or heard anything really bad, except for the racist stuff.
Yeah. So, and
I haven't experienced.
And there's a lot of other racial experience with other police officers and stuff like that. They used to be on the force that he forced out, and I tried to explain that to the mayor. But some new stuff done happened. Y'all saw I did that live video, regarding, and so, it's just gonna keep being some more stuff that's gonna keep happening.
He needs to check his wife.
Yeah, definitely need to do that, because at the end of the day, that's right. Because if I am the chief, and let's just say Maisha's my wife, and Meg did something crazy, and you go on social media or you show up at her job, whatever, hey, we need to talk. Stay in your lane. I appreciate the support. Thank you for supporting me. Stay in your lane. You're not a police officer. Stay in your lane. And that's just being real. That's just being real.
I wonder if she told Gilbert that she was going to go do that. I wonder if he knew.
Yeah, well, you know what? If you listen to the elected officials and stuff like that, they say she want to be in the limelight, that she want to be recognized, and all of this. Now, this ain't coming from me. This is coming from people higher up that they won't say what I'm saying.
Right, absolutely.
Because they don't want no political backlash and all of that. And they say, you have one person say, she sent me chocolates and this and this and that, hey, that's her prerogative. That's what she want to do. And I don't have a problem with that. It's not my business. But I'm going to tell you what's dirty is when you trying to go get somebody fired from their job that didn't do anything wrong, that is bullshit.
Absolutely, I agree.
I disagree with that. And especially what made me so mad, because this single mother had just left one car wash job, went to this new place, got promoted, and so she can make more money for her children.
But do you know how many people have put videos of the police on Facebook?
Yeah.
I mean, so many people. So I don't see her going around saying, this person needs to be fired, this person needs to be fired. So what got them in such a ruffle? Because the community's seeing that we don't feel that that's okay, that you're punching a civilian, right. Mentally handicapped.
Well, let me tell you, they're in their own little community out there, because the Gilberts live out there behind the Meyer. And so that car wash is right there. And so they probably said, we use that car wash and da-da-da. And when them damn niggas got the video of the police of that shit that happened right there outside of Popeye's Chicken, she didn't take her ass to Popeye's, did she?
Sure didn't.
Them black women would have tore her ass up, and we don't care about no chief of police or who you come from. Them niggas would have beat her ass at Popeye's. Like, for real, man. You know where to do that shit at, but that's her community out there. So, it's just not right. It's just not right, man. And if that had been me or you, and that would happen to boy, they would have ringed us. They would have tore us a new ass over that shit. They would have. So
I just wonder what made them so mad that it went on social media and went rapid fire. Like, what upset them so much? Because so many people recorded the police.
Because they got caught slipping. Nobody wants to get caught recorded when it's a bad situation.
And this is why I am on the fence with the whole situation.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, I respect our police officers. You know, I love our police.
Right, absolutely. I do too.
I respect them. I know their job is not easy. So my question is like, just reason. The big thing is like, why did they feel like it was necessary to punch this guy while he's on the ground? They have him on his stomach. So even if he's kicking, he can only be kicking towards the ground because he's on his stomach. You guys are both on top of him. So to throw punches at him, I know that they said the reason why was because it's pressure points. They're hitting his pressure points. But the way that they were punching, I don't think that was pressure points. I don't think that was pressure points.
And
then when you find out that he's a mental patient, a mental VA patient that has issues, that's even worse.
Yeah.
But I'm not a police officer and I don't know those situations, but I don't think that that's going to make him comply by punching him. I really don't.
Well, do you know? Oh, go ahead, Megan.
I would say, is that the training that they get? Like, because it seems like
with Gilbert's department, yes.
I mean, because it seems like this is not just an isolated incident here. Like, this is something that we have seen recorded and posted over and over and over again about officers and the way that they react to situations like that. You know, I mean, there was the kids at the skating rink. There was, how the mental crisis happened over on Washington Street and it went awry. And, so this is not something that is just a hit and miss here. And I mean, it is, becoming a every week thing here.
Well, like I had, maybe 6 months ago, the police came into one of my buildings and they called me because they wanted to see the footage, and I went in and they had sprayed mace and everything. So I go in and I'm pulling up the footage and one of the young girls is sitting there or whatever, and I'm watching it, and you have 4 police officers on her. They have her pushed up against the back door. She did try to flee,
right?
And so they pushed her. They had the door open and they pushed her up against it, so they have control of her. There's 4 officers on her. She's a tall, skinny, she's your size,
right?
And they have her there, and then all of a sudden they start spraying and the mace all in her face and stuff, and I'm like, was that necessary? And she said that she spit on them. Now, I don't know how true that is, but they were very forceful there and they had it under control. But at the same time, they have to worry about weapons. They have to worry about the other people around the building. There's other things that go through their heads, and until you can be a police officer, you really can't watch them.
And that's true. And you're right. I see what you're saying.
Go out on them calls.
But let me tell you, in Department of Corrections, you cannot punch. Once the offender hits the ground, you're not allowed to punch nor kick. And that's where they all just get on top of them, and they're trained to get more than one person to grab their arm, because when you got 2 men that's got your arm, they get your arms behind your back, and then they put them handcuffs on you.
They were saying that the guy's hands was on his stomach. But at the same time, you have him
that's resistance.
Right, but you have him on his belly.
Yeah.
My thing is, if you want to use a gun, try to use the taser first.
Yeah.
If you want to use the taser, try to use something else first,
Yeah. But sometimes things can happen so fast, and I get it, but I'm with you. I don't agree with the punching. I don't
That's
agree.
why I said I'm kind of on the fence, because
I am too.
I wish they would have used a different tactic.
Yes. No,
like the lead up video. I would like, because a lot of these videos we do see are videos that are 30, 40 seconds into or even you see a tussle going on with the police. You get your phone out. You have to pull up your camera, hit record.
So you don't catch
so that 30 seconds or whatever before. can tell a lot. It can, but go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
You know when they bring out clips, when they bring out the police videos, do you notice that they do certain clips and cut them off?
Yeah.
And then they'll do another clip and they cut it off.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why?
Why?
You're
Yeah.
hiding something.
Yeah.
You're trying to protect yourself because oops, that right there, we can't show it to the public, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
We need the full video shown on that.
Transparency is everything. And that's what, I told the mayor with that Idlewild situation. I was like, listen, we're going to have to come clean with these videos. And it came out that those kids was off the hook, but, still let me find out they off the hook so I can let people know, because people lie. They really lie. And so that's that. But it's going to be more situations under the guidance of Chief Gilbert. You wait for it. And I wonder how much more is when it's going to come enough time, because everybody named Mama voted for Morrell. Poor people. Now poor people are not a fan of him no more.
Now, see, you keep saying Morrell. I disagree with that. Morrell, I think, is doing 150% job.
But
a million trillion percent.
Better than anything we've ever had.
He is doing an amazing job, but bro,
The little things that you're talking about
the stuff fall back on the leader.
I understand that, but there's certain things he can't control everything.
When you're the
Nobody
leader,
is going to do a perfect job. When you
I
get these
understand
police out
that.
here, you go to another city, you're going to see the same situations because
I understand that, but just the same thing with Robin Fouce. Everybody was complaining to him about Robin Fouce, and he was the leader. It wasn't his fault. He's the leader. And then the city council said, no, you have to make a choice because you are the mayor. You have people under you that are messing up.
yes, but you can't.
That's all I'm saying.
I understand that, but you can't just wake up and say, okay, because this person's pissed off at her and this person, I'm going to fire her today. You can't do that.
No, I get
So
that.
you have to have a reason.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, right now, she's still supporting you. She's still doing her job, and I'm going to keep her. He hired her for a reason. It got to the point where, yes, his back got up against the wall and he had to let her go.
Yeah.
But I do not fault Ronnie not 1 inch a bit about Robin's behavior and about him keeping her
and
there.
neither do I.
And any of these little itty things that's happening.
But
He
people
cannot
do.
control that. And nobody's going to be perfect in our community. People are going to, just like Ronnie, there's some people that find complaints about he's doing this and
Everything.
then there's always going to be those people that have a problem with this and this and this that he does. He's never going to make everybody
He's
happy.
not going to make everybody
Just like
happy.
all these community workers can't make everybody happy, but that's
Yeah.
not a reason to blame
But-
him or to say he needs to fire him.
The point that I'm making, Brooke, the only point that I am making here is, being that he's the mayor, somebody gonna want to find somebody to blame, and that is always come down. And if you remember, I think you need to go back and watch what Sheriff Del Garcia said when we went and interviewed him in that documentary. It all falls back on the leader. I take full responsibility for the actions of the people. Remember when he said that?
Yes.
And so that's why I was like, damn, I like when Dale said that. He's saying it's not my fault and it's not Ronnie's fault. But still, the people gonna say, you gonna have people out here that's gonna do the blame game, babe.
Well, I'm never going to blame Ronnie Morrell because
I
he
agree
is
with
doing
you.
the fabulous job.
I agree with you 600%.
So
I agree with you, yeah.
I'm not going to let nobody
mean,
say nothing bad about
right.
what Ronnie's doing.
Really, the only thing he can do is sit down and talk to Chief Gilbert and be like, look, you've got to reassess the way that.
Yes.
He has the power to do that. And I'm
Yes.
sure after every single video and every single
Because
incident, he
wait a minute.
probably does.
Hold that thought. That's a good point. So who is Chief Gilbert's boss?
Ronnie.
Exactly. And so when you complain about an employee and you go to the boss, right? And so you expect results from the boss. You see what I'm saying?
But until Chief Gilbert breaks the law or breaks his employment, there's nothing
or tries to cover something up.
But I will say this,
then
Okay.
with the thing that just happened with the mental patient and the cops punching, what I distasted about the Chief Gilbert put out a post explaining their side of the story, and it was very distasteful. Kind of, I'm glad that he did, because he made a good point on why they did what they did and was trying to explain it. But it was distasteful, kind of how he was saying it about how the community was unintelligent or something like that.
Yes.
Because we disagree and don't think that that's right in our community. He's saying that we're not intelligent, and then how he just kept in parentheses saying, but that wasn't showed in the video. It was more of kind of the attitude.
Okay, can I say something?
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. No, I'm gonna say it. I don't think Gilbert wrote that. Okay. I think.
Well, it was signed by his name, so he's responsible.
I understand, but I'm telling you, I'd bet my neck into a bucket of water Gilbert didn't write that, because I'm gonna tell you, there is 3 people that I believe that I last heard that has control of MPD's page. All right. Now, one of them man, listen, he gonna go hard. And I know how he is. I know him personally. He just gonna go hard, and that it is what it is. And he just a Gilbert Jr. I'm just gonna put that out.
I know
there.
who you're talking about.
And you niggas ain't shit. This and that. All y'all. This. That's just what it boiled down. I don't think Gilbert wrote that, because first of all, when Gilbert writes something, he does try to be compassionate with being professional on that page, because I seen it. And I said, well, damn, who wrote that? Come find out it was Gilbert. That what was wrote? That wasn't Gilbert. That was somebody underneath Gilbert. I'm pretty sure I know who it is, because he's a dick like that.
It was very distasteful towards the community.
Yeah.
Because if we disagree with you, we're unintelligent.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Like,
what was the the not intelligent, we're uninformed, and we're critical of the officers involved.
I wasn't critical. I wanted to know why they felt like they had to, I wanted an answer on why they felt like they had to use that certain force. Like, I just wanted an answer for that.
Yeah.
And then when they did do that answer, because I was kind of on the fence, because at the end of the day, I know that these police, go through a lot. We're not going through what they're
we don't go through it. They go through. I get it.
So I just wanted to know why. So I was on the fence. But then when you post that, I'm like, so you're like pretty much giving me, like, telling me I'm unintelligent because I kind of disagree with this video. That's not okay.
And there was another thing he said about the body cameras. He was like that. What it was. In fact, all MPD patrol officers wear body cameras, and so videos their own actions. Okay, so you have something like this in question. Why wouldn't you release the body?
Why don't we ask for a copy of that?
I mean, I will.
We know.
We should.
Okay, I will.
We should.
Absolutely.
I just
that would be really good.
Hey, I will.
Y'all can go watch the. I'm kind of staying away from just there after what took place today with a single mother with 3 children that ain't did nothing. I'm standing for her.
Absolutely.
I'm standing for her.
Yeah.
I'm staying away from them, man, because that was some bullshit. And some changes. I'm telling you, when it comes for re-election, I hope we get a new chief of police. That's all I'm gonna say from there. And I just, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Let me move on from that.
Have they talked about who they're going to replace the chief of staff with yet?
They said me.
Oh, the city's going to hell.
Oh man.
Well, it'd probably be somebody that's gay.
Some kind of
Now, I know
Probably
that.
somebody. It'd be somebody gay. Y'all don't know what's going on downtown.
I know exactly who you're talking
that
about.
follows all the rules.
Yeah, y'all. I'm telling y'all better find out who's in the closet. I'll just leave that there.
I do hope that there's some recommendation. What's the word?
Recommendations.
Recommendation.
Recommendations.
Anyway, I hope that somebody gets in trouble.
Reprimands.
Yeah. English is not my
Yeah.
thing, forte. But I hope that somebody does get in trouble for crossing those lines and going and trying to get her fired.
Yes.
And I know that she doesn't work for the city, so I know.
But it wasn't no police officer. The police officers. So listen to me. The police officers didn't have nothing to do with it. They're not happy about the video.
No,
Of
I know
course they
that.
would. It was his wife.
I understand it was his wife.
Yeah.
I understand
How
that.
do you reprimand her?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You can't because she doesn't work for the city. But I hope something's done about that. And who knows if her husband even knew? We don't know that.
No.
We don't know if she told her husband or she just was
Guarantee you knew.
right. I don't know.
Guarantee you knew.
But regardless,
So
she
can I
crossed,
say this?
she crossed lines.
So can I say this?
Yes.
Can I say this? As the mayor, I'm calling you in office about this.
yeah, I think he should
I'm
have a
calling you in this
conversation.
office.
But he-
Absolutely.
If I went and did something, if you no, Brooke, okay, so I work for you.
Yes.
And so I come out and I say something against a policy or something that McCall Investments have or
That
whatever.
would be your wife. If your wife went and said,
No,
something,
okay, no, one of my girls come and said some bullshit.
I'm going to check you.
Exactly. Thank
But
you.
I can only check
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
I can only check you so much because if you come in my office and I check you and you be like, Brooke, I didn't know.
Okay,
that she
that's
did
one
that,"
thing. Yes.
Then guess what? I can't
Yes.
go no farther with it.
Exactly. I
But-
agree with that.
But then if
I
you
agree.
come in and be like, yeah, she told me she was going to do that, you should have shut that shit down.
Exactly.
Blank.
And pull your pants up. Your voice. I'm gonna tell you what she would have said. I'm gonna tell you what this nigga would have said. Ed, pull your pants up and get your bitch. That's what Brooke would have said. That's what Brooke would have said. And she would have had every right to say that because if I didn't know, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? No, you lost your mind.
Right. Involving yourself in shit that doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with you.
Yes.
It may have some, and I get we're together, but at this point, at that point, no. You have no say so in this. This does not have nothing. So
absolutely.
you would definitely put your significant other in check about stuff like that because at the end of the day it looks bad on you. It hurts you as the elected official.
You are interrupted in my leadership.
Yes,
I got this. It's my police department. Let me
step back.
Stay home.
Right.
Stay home. Let me handle my business.
Baking some donuts, whatever. But leave this shit to me. You know, leave this shit to me. This is my job.
I'm cutting the mic off right now. No, we're done. We're done. We're good.
Tell me how you want. Yeah.
Let go.
All right, man. I'm done with her. Make some donuts. That's bullshit. What you got? What kind of tea you got?
Okay, so Slidell, Louisiana. Slidell police responded to a call at a Lowe's parking lot on Sunday evening, reportedly found a naked man inside of a display shed engaged in lewd behavior.
What?
No, it gets better. According to police, the call came in around 5 p.m. on May 11th. A witness was reported naked male. A witness reported a naked male inside one of the store's outside tool sheds, which are typically used just for showing customers various storage options for purchase. So the officers arrived at the scene and began searching all the sheds on display. It wasn't until about the fourth or fifth shed that they located the suspect.
All right.
He was lying on his back, pants around his ankles, using an open container of Vaseline and an electronic device while allegedly masturbating.
He had a pocket pussy.
I don't fucking know what he had.
Electronic one at that.
Hey, something that probably gets a
High class.
I'm cutting her, Michael. Go home. I've had enough of her shit.
It's the sound.
Oh my God, she's done. God. Yeah.
So with tasers drawn, the police said the officer ordered the man to pull up his pants and roll onto his stomach to be handcuffed.
Why didn't you want him to pull up his
Pull your
pants?
pants up because I don't want to touch your wee wee because it's all Vaseline up.
How's he gonna roll on his stomach?
Yeah. He gonna get sawdust on his nuts.
You know, if they started wrestling his ass, they gonna slide all over the place. With that
Yeah, he gonna get sawdust on his nuts.
But depending on how far into the act he was, wouldn't it be like hard to like roll on something hard? I mean,
Okay, so let me say this.
I don't know.
You look like you could be a Lowe's employee, right? So what if this was you and you walked in with the police and that motherfucker had a dick that was the size of an arm? How would you respond?
I don't know. I'd probably watch him get arrested. I'd watch him handcuff him. I'm probably like, whoa.
Look at Brooke red. Brooke face red.
because I'm hot.
Okay.
So that's that's the end of that one.
Okay. All right.
So in our local news, former NBA star, also from Grant County here, Marion, Indiana, Zach Randolph is currently at the center of police investigation.
Oh shit.
Yes. After cops say a woman told them he roughed her up during a 2024 incident. Law enforcement sources told that the woman alleged the attack went down in September after the two had gotten into an argument at Los Angeles area home. It's not clear why the woman waited multiple months to report the claims.
Yeah.
So we're told that she did present authorities with photographs of the injuries. She said she suffered at the hands of Randolph. Cops say that they've taken a domestic violence report and are probing the matter, though no arrest has been made yet. We have made multiple attempts to reach Randolph for comment, but so far they had not yet to hear back.
Can we call that this hoe trying to get some money?
Yeah.
I mean, can we say this hoe trying to get some money?
It's
So
that
here's
me
the
too.
thing. She shows pictures. She could have got into it with a female, got bruises, took pictures, and now she's mad at him for she called him cheating, and now he did this to me.
I agree.
Allegedly 2024 this happened, correct?
Yeah, like Zach Randolph's 40 some years old.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a domestic violence dispute with him?
I don't know.
We haven't. So for this to if I'd heard multiple things, I'd be like, okay, he did it. But 9 times out of 10, when it's a celebrity, I'm instantly like, it's for the money. They're trying to gain money.
Yep.
He's hurt her feelings, and she's trying to get back at him.
I agree.
And like you said, there's no past history that we know of
Yeah.
that would even allude to us to even
Now,
think
if he said he was dealing drugs or dealing dogs or some shit like that, I'd be like, probably.
all the guns.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
No.
I believe this is a money scheme, and I hope that they do not arrest him.
And it's
for
another
that.
thing to tear him
He
down.
in Los that's in Los Angeles.
Leave that man alone.
They
They
have some
lost
kind of proof. Like I said, that's if she had a video of him physically beating her, then or putting his hands on. Okay, then. But this is just I have bruises and he did it.
And this is just a woman that was supposedly dating him, or
It said it was in their area home, so they might have.
must be a boo. Because she in the home,
And
she
like
a
I
boo.
said, she's mad.
Yeah.
she might have got booped out of the home.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Lil Wayne kicked his girlfriend out Mother's Day weekend.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Dang.
She did a live about that
So you gotta
shit.
go.
I would have been mad too.
Especially on Mother's Day. You could have waited until Monday.
Shit, I jumped in the DM. You can move in with me.
Hey, I got a place for you to stay Mother's Day.
Yeah,
But no, leave that man alone. Just let him just live the rest of his life. Damn.
Ready for Say What with Megan Horn. Tell them how you feel, Meg. Let's get it, girl.
Megan, are you gonna tell us how you feel?
I'm gonna tell you how someone feels, and it is great. I can't wait for you to hear this because I know
man, y'all always want to point it at me.
No, because when I read this, I'm like, this has got to be Ed. This has got to be.
Y'all think I'm the one sending them in? It's not me.
Listen. Okay, so it says, "Dear Say What, I've been seeing this guy who insists on doing a full WWE style entrance before we hook up."
What if I want to jump in that?
They said music, robe, fake smack talk, the whole deal. I thought it was hilarious at first, But now I feel like I'm dating a wrestler who forgot he's not in the ring. Do I embrace the madness, or is it time for me to tap out?
Get the fuck out of here. That's Brooks' boy. That's the Brooks friend. That's your friend that want to jump off the dresser. Yes, that's who that is. This is a setup.
WWE style.
I had a guy tell me that he wants to jump off the dresser.
Yes. And then she gonna say,
And Ed's been jealous ever since.
hey,
He can't jump off no dresser.
jump off that motherfucker.
On the dresser.
Hey, I jump on that. Hey, I'll jump off that motherfucker. Now I might go get some big gay after, but I'll jump off that bitch. But hey,
So what do you think?
does she tap out?
Yes. No, she taps out. She doesn't go for the whole WWE
If it was like
fantasy.
cops and robbers,
Okay. Let Uncle Ed hit her with her.
Hey, I feel
Let
like
me put my robe on. Let me come out and be Ric Flair and make my titties bounce like this. You know,
Rikishi.
cut this with you off right now. This Rikishi, I know who the fuck
You just don't
that
got the hair. That's all. He's gonna be a wrestler. He's a sumo wrestler. Look
is.
up
Yeah,
Rikishi.
yeah, Rikishi is sumo.
Oh, okay, I agree with you.
No,
No,
your mic is cut off.
his like signature move was like basically
He put his ass in your
he
face.
smacked his both butt cheeks because he had like this little kilt thong thing
I'm
going
gonna tell
on.
Pat to cut the
Oh,
cable off. Y'all don't need no more cable.
Yes, I loved wrestling. I was so mad when I found out that I told my mom, like my mom would tell me it's fake. I'm like, go to your room and watch it. Like, watch whatever y'all want. We'll watch it.
Heartbreaking
Yes.
when you found out that was
Oh yes, it was. I don't know. I say maybe in my opinion, maybe if wrestling ain't your thing, find something that is.
Bam. So let's go.
Oh no. Hey, do a return to sender with that one.
yeah.
That sucked. That sucked.
Oh no! I
Yeah.
thought that was great.
Yeah, that
You wouldn't
sucked.
go in your spandex and walk down the hallway to your room to some music.
No, I'm showing it all, baby. I'm showing it all. Okay, so
What you
we gotta
doing?
check on. We got somebody on phone. Who is this? Is this Messy Melissa?
Well, don't worry about who it is. What you showing?
Okay, so Messy Melissa, we're gonna tell you what we're showing. So somebody put in a thing to say what, and they said that that they wanted them to put on a robe and come out and do some fancy WWE wrestling moves before sex or some shit like that. What kind of shit is that, Messy Melissa?
In a robe?
Huh?
In a robe?
Yes.
You can't do WWE things in a robe. You got to take the robe out.
That's why you're walking down the runway to the bedroom. You got to do the little strip tease.
You're trying to see some ladies on Geritone or something.
Hey, Messy Melissa, I got something to tell you.
You do? That you gonna give in to me now?
I had a dream about us.
What we do?
Huh?
What we do?
You was watching your soap operas, and I walked in with this long pipe, and you said, "Baby, what is that?" And I said, "Baby, this is for you." And you said, "You better get that big ass thing up out of here and go find something to do."
I'd have never said that, sweetie.
Why? What was you to say? What was you to say?
One, I'm not gonna be watching no soap operas. And number two, if you come in with anything big, I'm not gonna question you as to what it is. I'm gonna get up and see for myself. Yeah, I like it too.
You know what? I'm beginning to wonder if you a fucking freak.
I am. I told you that from day one.
I think we've heard her 3 times, and I know that already about her.
Yeah,
What do
so
you mean?
why is she a freak? Do anybody know why she's a
Let me tell you something. When you grow up, we started out with the Debbie Does Dallas. And as we went along, then you kind of ventured out. And see, during the time that I met you, I didn't know nothing about being no freak. But if I had us, you'd have never went back to work release. That's all.
Wow. Oh my God. Hey, you do know I don't do the dildos and strap-ons and all that, right?
You don't do
He
that
does
with
too.
This is me you talking to, boo. This is me.
What do you mean this is you?
This is me you talking to. You can bet old Patty Eddie and all that what you is and ain't. This is me. This is me.
He wants to be on the dog leash, lifting his leg up, barking like a dog on the
Holler.
You know he's ready for that, Melissa.
I got you on all that. And it can be between me and you. We ain't got to tell nobody.
Hey, so you know what? I tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. I'll make a deal with you. I want
Be
you.
safe for running through hell and gasoline draws, but let's hear it.
I want you to go get a cop uniform, and I want you. I'm gonna come in your bedroom, and I want you to beat on me like I'm a suspect, and then we can do whatever.
Let me tell you, we can avoid the cop and the suspect shit because we done both been to the penitentiary. But this is what I'm gonna tell you. We can still do whatever without all that there. Ain't no need to waste no money on no cop uniform.
Why? I want to play the role.
I can give you.
I want you to put me on my stomach and handcuff me.
And you know what? I can. Because see, I'm gonna tell you, at the end of the day, it's a whole lot of freaking you. But you try to act like you this little shy person who don't use fingers, toys, and dildos.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on.
He just said he wanted on handcuffs on his stomach so you could do all that, girl.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute.
I don't know who he think he's fooling.
Hey, listen.
He ain't as petty as he think he is.
Ain't nobody putting no fingers in. Ain't nobody putting no fingers in my ass. But if I let you,
Pull up. Pull up.
I'm about to buy a maneuver myself.
As a matter of fact, I ain't even gonna say. You want me to pull up to you?
no, listen, no, listen.
Anybody that got problems, hold up. Come on, Melissa.
Listen, I want you to beat me like a city cop.
You know what? This would be honest. I'm gonna beat you like I'm a Marion cop. But here's the thing. You ain't ready. You claim that you're not ready for that, but you done already been there, baby. And if you ain't, we take you where you need to go. We can go on the journey.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I let you handcuff me, and if you try anything out of the abnormal with me,
Nothing you gonna do but talk shit on the radio.
hey,
And that's okay.
hey, listen, if you
Free advertisement.
if I let you handcuff me, you better not do nothing out of the unordinary with me.
Out of the unordinary.
What you gonna tell me?
Okay, what is unordinary? That's the key word.
He has no limits.
Listen, I do have limitations.
He doesn't.
No, you don't. You can't.
What do you mean?
Not to tell me that I can put some handcuffs on you. You can't.
What do you mean? If you put some handcuffs on me, what you gonna do to me? Tell me what you gonna do, nigga.
Baby, what I ain't gonna do to you would be the quickest question.
Okay, we want to hear. Meg says she want to hear it.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm gonna slide this finger that you keep telling me that I can't slide in there. I'm gonna slide that on in there. That's off the top.
With lube? You can put some lube on there first.
No, because he don't deserve it.
Then he done bought it all up.
I'm not spitting. I'm not using no liquid.
Damn, no spit.
None of that.
Okay, you know what? I tell you what. I'm gonna end this podcast. I'm going to buy me a bottle.
Always trying to
No, I'm going to get a bottle of baby oil tonight. You don't think I won't come?
Sure to get some.
I want you to take this like a man. Take it like a champ. And
What the fuck? She is sick.
Yeah.
You are sick.
I'm sick.
Hey,
No, you get to match your match. That's all that is.
hey, Messy Melissa, can you?
Bring the freak one out of you.
Okay, can you go to church, please? Can you go to church, please? You need Jesus.
And I go to church and I have Jesus. But Jesus also knows that I'm still a work in progress. He knows that.
You a heathen.
So you might as well come on over here and let me work it out.
You can love Jesus and be a freak. It's okay.
You petty little motherfucker. Hey, Brooke, you gonna let her talk to your guy like that?
You know what, Ed? You can hide behind everybody you want to.
Oh man,
I'm gonna get you.
Huh?
I'm gonna get you, and it's only because you think you can't be got.
Did she just say she gonna get me?
She did.
She
I heard
did.
it. You heard it here. Ed Bounds Live after dark.
You heard it live after dark at 8:35 and 32 seconds.
All right, you got anything messy for us? What's messy out here on the streets? Anything messy?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know?
I'll tell you what's messy, Melissa. Do you know how many people came to me thinking me and you are beefing from the post you
Oh
posted on Facebook?
yeah.
What post?
The post that you said all that stuff about what the podcast was about last week, it hadn't aired, and so the stuff that you were saying, people didn't understand what you were talking about, so they thought me and you was beef, like you was beefing after me.
Well, let's get this clear. On which today's date, the 13th, 14th?
What's today? 13th?
14th.
14th. Okay.
Today is the 14th at 8:36. I will never be with that sexy ass woman. I'm proud of her draws like I do Ed.
I was gonna say, well, what about me? So I got a question, Maish.
But I didn't know that. No, we're never going to be.
Yeah, no, I knew we weren't beefing. I had to explain it to them and explain
Yeah,
the whole
everybody was
podcast.
hitting me up with that. Maisha, so if you find out I've been violated, I mean, how are you gonna feel about that?
We're gonna make
What am I supposed to do?
I mean, I'm your co-host. I'm your friend.
Here's the
I'm gonna
thing,
ask you if
right?
you liked it or not.
Damn.
We'll be your shoulder.
Are going to be.
Two of them.
Say what?
She's going to find out that you have been violated because you're going to. And you know what? During this violation, I'm going to take a lot of things into consideration.
What's that?
How petty you are, that mouth you got, all of that is making me a little moist under yonder. Yeah, so we're going to take it to
Oh,
Ed's on his way over. He just went out the door.
Yeah. He's looking for the in button for this podcast.
He don't know what to do, but he know I run my mouth and I'm going to tell it out.
you know what? I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
And I want you to.
Yeah.
And just know that it's slippery when wet, but we done already been there and done that.
All right, well, we gonna have it. We gotta go. We're running out of time and everything. We gotta pay some bills because
Running out of minutes in the
yeah, we run out of minutes at the Chuck Sewer and Drain Studio, and we have to go, and because we're about Jesus on this podcast, okay? Yeah, you know, because you're going straight to hell. You're going straight.
Oh, you'll be right beside me. We can maybe even be roommates.
Oh man. Anyway,
I'm gonna say this, and then you go pay whatever bill you need to pay.
okay.
As I'm on my way to hell, and I slide that little finger up in there, I'm just gonna force you to look dead in my eye and say to me, "I knew that you were gonna get me, Melissa."
Bye. Have a good night, Messy Melissa.
Love you.
Bye. No, she's not. That motherfucker's crazy.
Oh, you're ready.
I feel like
No.
where there's a
What?
will, there's a way with that one.
Wait a minute.
Guarantee.
Okay.
Melissa's gonna get you.
Okay, first of all, who the fuck you talking to?
Eddie.
She's
Okay.
confident. She's confident. in it.
Yes.
Oh,
So
that shit's turning him on. He's been so
Listen.
curious about Brokeback Mountain and wearing his cowboy hat. He down for it.
Man, let me tell y'all something. Y'all been knowing me and know how I roll, and y'all done lost your mind. And I want you to smack yourself, and I want you to smack yourself. Do you know who I am? I'm Petty Eddie. Okay,
Eddie
y'all
that's
put-
gonna end up over there with Messy Melissa.
I'll go over there and make Messy Melissa fall in love. Next time on the podcast, she'll be like, "I love that nigga."
She gonna have you all over Facebook like she did Mark.
You ain't lying, boy. Hey, she would too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got this much of the dildo in him.
Should we show you on the finger this high?
Y'all ain't shit, man. Y'all ain't shit. I
great.
swear to God, y'all ain't shit. Well, all right, we done been on here enough, and man, Y'all have been petty. Meg, I'm writing you up.
Okay.
And Britt, you getting right up
Fire me.
you probably will.
Warning.
Thank you,
'cause,
Robin. No.
Robin Fouce gonna come for you after this, and so you got something coming because
She need to go after that job and find a new one.
Unemployment.
she. Oh, listen, this petty motherfucker, unemployment, and you think she gonna get an unemployment check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll get unemployment for that.
You think Ronnie will find it?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
More taxpayers' money. Who
Yeah.
You're
cares?
right.
Yeah.
But why give her an employment? Like she clearly violated rules. They let her go.
Yeah, but I think that he will.
Well, you know what's sad about this? Poor Esther and Whitney ain't gonna get to go out to eat this much. Obies.
Plus now.
Yes, yes.
But Obies, you best believe I'm coming to get one of those.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Hey, they ought to make an endorsement with Robin. They should.
There you go. We
Pay
gave you a
her,
hot
pay
tip
her.
on a job.
Pay that bitch. Pay her. All right, we're gonna get up out of here, man. And hey, and we got a bonus coming out where we talk to a woman regarding her son getting assaulted at school. It'll be an audio only, and it's an interview. Come check it out. Y'all have a good night.